Hey guys, welcome back to the Oilers Fanatic and another edition of the Oilers Rundown. Had some news today from Dave Tippett, so I thought I'd cover that. And of course, we've gotten some news on Ethan Bear as he makes his return to town with the Carolina Hurricanes. I'll start off with the Ethan Bear news. Daniel Nugent-Bowman of The Athletic interviewed Ethan Bear, and that interview was posted today on The Athletic. In the article, Ethan Bear goes over everything that happened to him, all the horrible racial related things, getting abused on social media, just horrible things that no one should ever have to go through. Of course, it all stemmed from that terrible giveaway in Game 4 that led to Winnipeg tying it, and we all know what happened, but eventually Ethan Bear was moved out of town. The thing that really bothered me that I read in the article was that Ethan Bear felt all alone after everything that happened, after the giveaway, after the racial slurs, and it's just really heartbreaking to hear that he didn't feel like his teammates or the organization as a whole were there for him. I know a lot of people didn't want Ethan Bear traded. I certainly didn't want him traded, but I think at the end of the day, the trade was the best thing for him. I think Edmonton was just a toxic place for him. I don't know if the racial attacks were going to stop, and honestly, it just might be better for him to be in Carolina away from a hotbed. I would have been more than happy to have him back as an Oiler. I don't want him traded because of any mistake he made or who he is as a person. I just think it's out of compassion. It's probably better that he's not an Edmonton Oiler anymore. He got to leave and have a fresh start. The fact that he felt alone really bothers me. I think it kind of speaks a bit to the leadership, and I don't want to knock Connor McDavid because he's an amazing player, as far as I know, a great captain, but I wouldn't put this on the shoulders of Connor McDavid. I think just overall this team hasn't had proper veteran leadership brought in. Anyone they brought in this summer obviously would have been too little too late to help Ethan Bear, but we can make changes going forward. I know that's part of the reason the Oilers wanted to bring in Duncan, but that whole situation with everything that happened in Chicago really backfired. I think the Oilers could still really benefit from bringing in veteran leadership, a veteran who can have a voice in the locker room and on the ice. I don't think it can be like a defenseman that plays in the third pairing or a veteran that plays on the fourth line. It's got to be someone, I think, at least at the very minimum, can play in the top 9 or possibly top 4. That wouldn't have helped Ethan Bear with the racial problems, but I think in the locker room and overall, the Oilers just need more veteran leadership and more voices that can be heard. But at the end of the day, I'm really happy for Ethan Bear that he's got a fresh start in Carolina and it's going well for him. Obviously, I don't want him to do too well tomorrow against the Oilers, but overall, wish Ethan Bear nothing but the best. I wish it could have worked out for him here in Edmonton. As far as the trade goes, I'm happy with the return that we got in Warren Foegele. I think we're starting to see him come around, and I think with a bit more opportunity, we might even see more from Foegele. So hoping that happens going forward, and all the best to Ethan Bear. And I'm, like I said, heartbroken to hear what he went through, but happy he's getting a fresh start and he can hopefully move forward past all of this. Dave Tippett revealed today that Mike Smith and Duncan are getting closer to returning, so that's great to hear. They won't be available tomorrow, but maybe sometime during this coming week, so really positive. I really want to see Mike Smith back in the net for sure, just see where he's at and if he can come in and perform still. If Mike Smith is struggling or his injury isn't looking good, the Oilers may have to look at going for a goaltender. Koskinen and Skinner have been good, but I still think the Oilers might want to look at an upgrade around the trade deadline. And everyone who is disappointed that Philip Broberg got sent back to Bakersfield, well, that was short-lived. Chris Russell is now on the injured reserve. He had to leave last night's game after getting hit heavily into the boards on a play that looked extremely close to the one that Connor McDavid got a 5-minute major in a game misconduct for, but nothing was called on the play, of course. So Chris Russell is now out, and Philip Broberg has been recalled back to Edmonton. Just some final thoughts on the Oilers' current 4-game losing streak. It's been hard on all of us. We all want to see the Oilers get out of it. I think last game against Boston was a real positive step. If they play like that, they have a chance to get out of this. The Carolina Hurricanes will be a very good opponent for them tomorrow, so they will have to be at their best. You know Ethan Bear will want to step up and have a big game. And then after that, we got Toronto, so it's not going to get any easier for the Oilers. They got to dig deep, play another game like they did against Boston, limit the goals against, and break the skid, because you don't want to see the Oilers falling 5 games, 6 games, because they can get out of control real fast. So the Oilers got to find a way to halt this at 4 games and come up really big tomorrow against the Carolina Hurricanes. That's all for now, guys. You can look forward to a new trade proposals video coming out tomorrow, and I'm also working on a look at the roster overall. I'm going to put together some different line combinations, see what you guys think. So I should have that video out either tomorrow or Sunday. Thanks as always for checking out the channel and for all your support. If this is your first visit to the channel, please consider liking and subscribing, and I will do my absolute best to keep you up to date with all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan. Have a great night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.